What's going on, you guys? It's WWE Asylum 16 here, coming at you guys with my Money in the Bank 2016 review. And this took place in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. So let's get straight into this review. So we started off with the pre-show, and we had two matches. We had the Golden Truth, R-Truth and Goldust taking on the team of Breezango, which is Tyler Breeze, and Fandango. This match took place because Tyler Breeze and Fandango, they were in a tanning booth, and they were gonna have a tan or whatever, and Golden Truth started trolling with them, and they turned up the heat just a little too high, and it was bad news for them when they came out. Their skin was all nasty, it started falling apart. They were like all red. It was so gross. But the funny part was that they actually had to go into the match like that. So it was funny to see this match because it was like every time they got hit or every time they got touched, it would hurt, and you can't blame them because it's like extreme sunburn. So plus their skin was just falling apart. It was so bad. But Golden Truth ended up picking up the win here. I expected them to win, because I don't really care too much about Breezango, and the only thing I care about is just their music. It's pretty cool. But Golden Truth, they remind me of Booker T and Goldust back in the day. So I guess you could say R-Truth is the next Booker T. Maybe. I don't know. Moving on, we have the Lucha Dragons taking on the Dudley Boyz. This was just a random match they wanted to put on the pre-show. Nothing for a build-up. It was just a simple tag match. And Lucha Dragons ended up picking up the win here. I was kind of surprised because I thought the Dudley Boyz were going to win this. But no, Kalisto ended up hitting Salito del Sol off the top rope. Or off the second rope. I don't remember which it was. But he ended up hitting the Salito del Sol. And he got the win on Bubba Ray. So Lucha Dragons are victorious. And now we get on to the main card. We got the New Day taking on Enzo and Cass, the Club, and the Vaudevillans in a fatal 4-way tag team match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. I'm not going to say that I didn't like this match. I did enjoy it. It was good. Until the end came. The end was basically like a whole botch fest. Like, I have no idea what happened. It just happened. So basically what happened was, now I'm going to try to remember this as clear as I can, the best as I can. I remember that Kofi Kingston, he had Trouble in Paradise on, I believe it was Simon Gotch. And then what I remember happening after was, I think Big Cass ended up hitting the big boot on Luke Gallows, taking him out of the ring. And then maybe, I think Luke Gallows came back up on the apron or something. And he just like stared at Kofi. And then I think Enzo or Cass or someone stared at Luke Gallows. So it was just like, they were all just staring at each other for a minute, trying to figure out who was going to pin who. And then Kofi ended up taking up the pinfall. And Kofi and the New Day retained. So it was kind of confusing to why that happened, but still, it made no sense to me why that had to happen, but I'm happy that the New Day retained, though, so that's good. It seems like since they've been champions since last year's SummerSlam, and SummerSlam is only a month away from now, it seems like the WWE is going to have them break the record for the longest reign of tag team champions. They want the New Day to break the record of Paul London and Brian Kendrick's 334, the title reign. So they're pretty close now. I think they have like maybe a week or two left. But I know they're like over 300 days as tag team champions. So New Day retains in an odd way, but yeah, I'm happy for them. Moving on, we have, oh god, I don't even want to talk about this match anymore. Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Why did this match happen again for like the 45th freaking time? I have no idea. It just did. I don't know why it happened. I thought this feud was over at Extreme Rules or at Payback, but no, it kept going on. This feud went on for way too long. I'm serious. Like, it started the night after WrestleMania. Okay, I get like I get they fought each other the night after WrestleMania. They fought on the first Raw after Mania. Okay, that was a pretty good match. Okay, because that was the first time Ziggler and Corbin ever fought each other. But maybe another week or two. Okay, we'll see. Yeah, rematch. Okay, that's fine. But if you want to have them feud for the next 2 to 3 months with no stipulations or it's just the same boring match, WWE, you're out of your damn mind. This feud has been so boring. I'm serious. This is like one. I feel so bad for Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin because Baron Corbin, he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania, and that's how he got to debut on the main roster. But he's just been going nowhere ever since he won the Battle Royal. And all he's been doing is just kicking Dolph Ziggler's ass, and that's all he's ever been doing so far. So we need to see a change, and hopefully this feud is over because Baron Corbin ended up picking up the win here. Now, like I said, I hate this feud with a passion, but I will admit this match was honestly the best match of their feud. Hopefully the last one too, because these guys brought everything they had in them. Ziggler ended up doing actually pretty well in this match, even though he lost. But still, I think this is one of their best matches so far, and let's just hope this match doesn't happen for like another year or two. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, Baron Corbin ended up picking up the win, and hopefully that's the end of the feud. So maybe now he can move on to bigger things in his career. Charlotte and Dana Brooke took on Natalya and Becky Lynch in tag team action. Yeah, if you notice, I'm saying a lot of tag team matches. Well, it's because there were a lot of tag team matches on this event. And so if Teddy Long was in charge, he would be a happy man. Because Theodore Long loves making tag team matches. But yeah. Okay. 2 things I noticed about this pay-per-view. 1, the Women's Championship wasn't defended. And 2, the Intercontinental Championship wasn't defended. And I'm going to explain why. Well, let's see. The Women's Championship wasn't defended because of a tag match. I think they were originally going to have Natalya fight Charlotte again for the title. But Becky Lynch came along once Dana Brooke started interfering or whatever. So, or maybe it was the other way around where Becky Lynch was supposed to fight for the title and then Natalya came around. Yeah, you get the point. But, yeah, so that's the reason why the women's title wasn't defended, because of a tag match. Now, the reason the Intercontinental Championship wasn't defended on the show was because The Miz was out filming his new movie, Marine 5 Battleground. So, he was out there with the social outcast, and I believe Naomi as well. But, yeah, so Miz wasn't here for about a month or so. But he ended up returning, like, I want to say the Raw after Money in the Bank, or maybe it was 2 weeks after, I don't remember. I don't know. But, yeah. So, this, I guess, I told you guys before, I don't really care for the Divas matches, or the women's matches. Sorry. But, it was an okay match, decent, wasn't the best. The thing I was confused about at the end was that, like, there's a lot of rumors going around that Becky Lynch was going to turn heel Natalya, but they ended up doing the other way around. We had Natalya turn on Becky Lynch because Dana Brooke threw Becky into Natalya inadvertently, and then Natalya thought that even though she saw the replay, Natalya still beat the crap out of her after the match, and I still have no reason. I just don't understand why she did that, because turning her heel is not going to do anything with her, I think. I mean, it will have her maybe become a dominant heel or a champion or something. I don't know. But I really don't see the point of turning Natalya heel. They should have turned. I think they actually should have turned Becky heel, because it would have done something big for her. Because she always gets like beat up by her friends. Like she got beat up by Paige. She got beat up by Charlotte, and now she got beat up by Natalya. So I don't know what's going on. Why everybody hates Becky Lynch, but yeah, it's just happened. So Charlotte and Dana Brooke picked up the win. All right, Sheamus versus Apollo Crews. This was one of the matches I'm looking forward to. This is going to be Apollo Crews' biggest match yet, as he takes on the Celtic Warrior, just a normal 1-1 match. I predicted that Apollo Crews was going to be put over by Sheamus, and he was, so I was happy about that, but I wasn't happy the way he won. So they ended up putting a pretty good, solid back-and-forth match. In the end, Apollo Crews, I thought he was going to go for the standing moonsault finisher that he does in the ring, but instead he ended up rolling Sheamus up for the win, so he got a roll-up win. But this was one of Apollo Crews' best matches, by far. And I can definitely see this man becoming a future world champion, without a doubt. Ever since he debuted in NXT, TakeOver Brooklyn, I think, I've always been a big fan of his, because, like, the second I saw him on his first night, the guy was incredible. He reminded me of, like, a younger, athletic Bobby Lashley, because he has, like, he honestly looks like Bobby Lashley. I tell you, if you put those two together in one picture, you can't even tell them apart. Like, they just look so identical. The only difference is Bobby Lashley is a powerhouse and Apollo Crews is a high flyer. So yeah, Apollo Crews won. I don't know what they're gonna do with him now, but we'll see. Hopefully, something big. Just have to find out. All right, this is one of my favorite matches on the show, and this is a match 15 years in the making. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles, taking on the leader of the C Nation, the face that runs the place, John Cena. This is a match 15 years in the making, and this did not disappoint any of us. Solid match. Unbelievable performance by both Styles and Cena. The only thing I would say about this pay-per-view was that, like, the only negative thing I would say is just, there was just a lot of sloppy finishes, because, like, first you had the New Day botch fest at the end of the match, and then New Day retained. And then you had, freaking, what happened? I don't even remember. I don't even know. Oh, and then the next thing that happens is that AJ Styles wins this match because the club ended up interfering. So what happened was, towards the middle or the end of the match, Styles hit the Styles Clash, Cena kicked out, then Cena hit the AA, Styles kicked out, and then the club came in after John Cena was going to hit another AA, but he inadvertently took out the referee, so the referee was out of the ring. Then the club came out, they took out Cena with the Magic Killer, and then they put Styles on top of Cena, and 1, 2, 3, AJ Styles is victorious. So I don't understand what was with all these sloppy finishes on this pay-per-view. It just made no sense to me. I get the heels win dirty. That's what they do, and that's how they get heat. But just none of this made sense to me. I don't know why. But this is one of my favorite matches on the card. Especially the next match we'll get into right now, which is the Money in the Bank ladder match. We had Dean Ambrose versus Cesaro versus Sami Zayn versus Alberto Del Rio versus Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens. Wow. Every time you talk about a Money in the Bank ladder match, they just never disappoint us. Unbelievable performance by all 6 men. wow. I loved every bit of it. So much stuff happened in this match. Like, there were so many good spots. And most of it was performed by Cesaro. Cesaro was basically the highlight of the night. He was basically the highlight of this match. So, one crazy move that Cesaro did was he ended up doing the Cesaro swing to Jericho, and Jericho went into the ladder afterwards, which was pretty painful. And then another crazy move Cesaro did was he was like on the top. He wasn't on the top of the ladder, but he was standing on the ladder, and he jumped off the second rope, or maybe it was the top rope. I don't remember. But he jumped off the rope, and he spun around, and he springboard uppercut Kevin Owens right in the face. That was awesome. I could literally watch that all day. That was one of the best moves I've ever seen Cesaro do, and just a man his size able to like perform an incredible move like that. Wow, that just blows your mind. I've never seen Cesaro do something like that, and it's just wow. Like I'm just speechless from that. It was just so awesome, you know. So another crazy thing that happened was we saw all 6 men on top of the ladder, and like everybody took a bad landing. I think Del Rio injured himself. I think they said Del Rio injured himself. He like fell on his foot or something, but like everybody fell. And I think that, and then I think that's when Cesaro hit the uppercut. But Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens. Ambrose he did a really nice move here. Kevin Owens was set up on the ladder, like on his belly, and then Ambrose he normally does dirty deeds, like you know, on the mat or whatever, drills his opponent's face into the mat. 1, 2, 3. You get the point. But instead, what he did was he did a dirty deeds off the ladder, drilling Kevin Owens' face hard as hell into the mat, and it looks so painful. But not as painful as when Sami Zayn delivered the crazy Michinoku driver right on the edge of the ladder, the sharpest part of the ladder. Watching that just makes you cringe so bad. Cause I literally, how many of you guys thought when that happened that you thought that Kevin Owens literally broke his back from that move? Because that's what I immediately thought. As soon as Sami Zayn hit the Michinoku driver on the ladder, I thought Kevin Owens' back was done. I thought he was going to be out the rest of the match. But I'll give kudos to KO. I'm a big fan of his, and I think he's a future world champion as well. KO, you were crazy, man. Able to compete through the rest of the match would have like, I wouldn't say his back is broken, but it's definitely got to be bruised or like super sore or something from that, because that was just so painful to watch. That was another "This is awesome" chant, but it was so cringy to watch as well, man. Oof. It's just like one of those moments where you chant "This is awesome," but then you cringe at it at the same time. You're like, you know. So if you would see Sami Zayn deliver the same move again, you'd be like, oh, then this is awesome, and then like, holy shit, you know? So yeah, so now we get to the end of the match. So what happens? Well, Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens are the only two left on the ladder. Ambrose and Owens are just, you know, drilling each other with punches back and forth to the face. And then Ambrose knocks Kevin Owens off the ladder, and he falls onto another ladder, and Dean Ambrose captures the Money in the Bank contract. Ambrose is Mr. Money in the Bank. So happy about that, because I knew Ambrose was going to win eventually. So Dean Ambrose is Mr. Money in the Bank now, so could he be cashing in? Maybe later tonight? Well, I'm going to talk about that. Titus O'Neil versus Rusev. One thing I don't understand about this match is why it took place so damn far in the pay-per-view. I would expect a match like this to be like right in the beginning or towards the middle, but to be like the match right before the main event, I don't know why you did that. Because it seemed like after all these matches that happened, it seemed like everybody would forget, like, oh, I forgot there's a U.S. title match. Oh, it's really only. But there was just so many other matches that were awesome, and now we get a U.S. title match before the main event. Oh, I'm just going to skip this, or I'm not going to watch it. So yeah, it makes no sense to put the U.S. title match right before the main event, but hey, do whatever you want. Personally, if I was in charge, I would have had the U.S. title match right before the Money in the Bank ladder match, or maybe even before Styles versus Cena. Kind of make more sense, right? So that way you get the Money in the Bank ladder match, and then the main event. It makes more sense. Still. Alright. Either way, Titus O'Neil put up one hell of a fight, but in the end, Rusev ended up retaining by applying the accolade and making Titus tap out, like you expected. And the disappointing part about this finish was that it was Father's Day on the day of Money in the Bank, and Titus O'Neil disappointed his kids when he lost right in front of them. And then Rusev, being the heel that he is, being disrespectful to Titus' kids, saying like, "Oh, your father's a loser. Happy Father's Day. Ha 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 ha." Yeah. Let's talk about that. You know, I get that Rusev wants to be a dominant heel like he is, like he's always been, but you don't have to talk smack about the kids, man. You don't have to talk smack about his opponent's kids. Like, seriously, don't do that. Because then that makes you hate them even more. But that's the point of being a heel. All right, now we get on to the main event. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. Notice how I said WWE Championship instead of World Heavyweight Championship, because since the brand split is coming back, I think next Tuesday? Yeah, next Tuesday. They didn't get rid of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, but they got rid of the name for it. So now Dean Ambrose is just being referred as the WWE Champion now, just like before. So that indicates that the world title is coming back, or they're going to bring back it indicates they're going to bring back a world title, or they're going to bring a new title in and call it the World Heavyweight Championship. So they're going to make that title for SmackDown and then keep the WWE title for Raw. But you never know what they could do, because back in the day they had the world title on Raw and then they had the WWE title on SmackDown. But that was like way, way, way back then. I don't see that happening. So this match was originally supposed to take place at Night of Champions 2014, but it didn't happen as Roman Reigns took out his hernia, and he was out for 4 months. Then he returned back at TLC, and he helped John Cena defeat Seth Rollins in a table match. Then Seth Rollins got injured at Survivor Series, or towards Survivor Series. He was supposed to fight Roman Reigns again, and then he got injured, took his ACL out. He took like 3 parts of his knee out. I don't remember what it was. ACL, MCL, meniscus, whatever, something like that. When he took on Kane in Double Ironman and he landed awkwardly on his knee. Yeah, that put him out for a good 7 months. Then he came back at Extreme Rules with like one of the biggest pops ever. Probably a more bigger pop than the one he had at WrestleMania, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was. But it was definitely, like, I would say the biggest pop of 2016 so far. Without a doubt. Because when you weren't expecting Rollins to be there. Or actually, yeah, they did kind of reveal it on Twitter and on Facebook, saying that Rollins was backstage at Extreme Rules, so. But I would honestly like it better if they didn't spoil it, and he would just, it would have made a lot more sense if they didn't spoil his return, so that way we could just like see him pop out of nowhere, just like how he did, because he came out of the crowd. Actually, no, he came out of the entrance ramp, but they didn't show it on camera, so it looked like he came out of nowhere. Then he drilled Reigns to the pedigree, held up the title. He's got his new gear on, new shirt on. Yeah, basically saying that he wants the title back. So he wants the title he never lost. Then the next night on Raw, Shane McMahon made the title match. Made it official. Rollins versus Reigns for the title at Money in the Bank. Rollins thanks Shane for giving him his rematch. And now we can move on to tonight. So Reigns and Rollins for the title. This was honestly Seth's best match, in my opinion. This is one of his best matches because he pulled off everything. He did that crazy superplex Falcon Arrow combo, you know, where he jumps off the top rope, hits the superplex, immediately picks his opponent back up, and then drills them with the Falcon Arrow on the other side, and then it pins them. That was sick, and I hope they put that move in WWE 2K17, because I would love to have that as a move. Maybe it's like a signature or something, but that was just an awesome move. And that move always makes me cheer from Rollins more, because I've never seen anybody do something like that before. But as strong as he is, as athletic he is, he did it again. Then later he hit a frog splash on Reigns, but he didn't get the pinfall like right away. He got it like maybe 2 seconds afterwards, because once he hit the frog splash on Reigns, he just fell off of him, and then he pinned him, and then Reigns kicked out. If Rollins would have landed just right on Reigns, maybe Reigns would have been kicked out, but you probably wouldn't see Rollins win the title back just from a frog splash. I don't know. So, in the end of the match, you see Reigns trying to spear Rollins to the barricade on the outside, but Rollins moves out of the way. Reigns, he didn't spear himself to the barricade, but he ended up going into the barricade, and then referees and officials were checking on him, seeing if he was going to be okay. Then Rollins didn't want to put up with anymore. He put Reigns back in the ring, and it looked like he was going to finish him off. All of a sudden, Reigns going for a spear. He hit the spear earlier in the match, but then Rollins kicks out. He goes for a spear again. This time, Rollins does his amazing counter. Reigns ended up going for a second spear. What does Rollins do? He backs up, catches Reigns' arms in midair, and drills him with the pedigree face first. An unbelievable counter by Seth freaking Rollins. Wow, that was awesome. And if that wasn't enough, he drilled him with another pedigree. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins is WWE Champion once again. He just got his title back, and I was so happy for him. But then I was thinking to myself, you know, if Dean Ambrose won the Money in the Bank briefcase, is the night over yet? Are they really just going to end it like that with Seth Rollins be the champion? No, they're not, because Dean Ambrose music plays. He comes out of nowhere from the crowd, takes out Seth Rollins, drills him in the back of the head, in the face of the briefcase. Rollins is taken out. Ambrose cashes in. Ambrose hits Dirty Deeds. 1, 2, 3. Dean Ambrose is WWE Champion. Wow, what a night. What a freaking match. What a finish, man. I was so happy for Dean Ambrose that night. I literally almost cried for the man. I literally cried tears of joy. I was so freaking happy that he won the title, because he's been chasing the WWE Championship for over 2 years now. Unbelievable, man. That was an unbelievable finish to the main event and to the pay-per-view. Wow. I loved every bit of it. I'm happy Dean Ambrose is champion, and I hope he's champion for a long, long time, because he deserves it. So we'll see what happens now. Maybe we'll see Dean versus Seth at Battleground, or maybe even a Shield triple threat match. Nah, I'm just kidding. We already know what's going to happen. It's going to be a Shield triple threat match. Yeah, I know, this is a late review, but hey, what can you do? Okay, so Ambrose is champion. We're going to see a Shield triple threat match at Battleground, and I hope Ambrose retains. So, I thank you guys for watching this review. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys soon. I'm out.